going to bring up another topic because these two topics are going to tie in. This one was talking about, Social Security trust fund, right, being questionable. Well, it's not questionable. They know when it's going to run out. And so retirees that are retiring right now should get a hold of this and be planning effectively for this because we know we've been given the date of where the trust fund is going to deplete itself, and we don't believe it's going away. There's going to be some severe changes that happen. Either income taxes going up, well, they will be going up. I can share data with that, or a reduction in Social Security later down the road as well. These are what we're talking about here. So it's important to plan ahead, especially if you're in your early 60s, mid 60s, to plan ahead. And I'm going to share an idea here in a little bit after I go over the next data point here as well. Because when you're in your mid 60s, you really have to look at a lot of different parameters here to get a hold of these things. And yet many people are planning inside of a silo effect. So that's a little bit about what we need to do is take all these variables and plan these variables together. So that is that. So let's go ahead and throw in the next news piece. Let me get this teed up here in a second here. I'm going to share another piece that I just came across this morning here. And we have some cool stuff going on here. So how about that, Claudia? A little news bumper.
A little news bumper, yes.
All right, so let's see how this piece ties into it here. Over 1/5 Americans over 65 are still working. So 20% of people are still working. And frankly, I would say maybe more should be working. And I'll explain that here in a little bit. But let's go over the piece, the article for a little bit here. More than 1/5 of American seniors are working in retirement age, with some states showing greater than average rates of over 65 still in the workforce, according to recent analysis of federal data by LendingTree. And the participation of older adults in the workforce has seen a slight decline over the past 2 years. Okay. So they're really seeing this as a little bit of a drop. The dip between 2022 and 2024 could be related to employment trends during and after COVID-19 pandemic, says Matt Schultz of LendingTree. Many older adults departed the workforce in what was coined the Great Retirement. And listen to this, joined it in when they called the Great Unretirement.
Oh my goodness.
So there's, retirees that left, and then there's retirees that came back, the Great Unretirement.
Yes.
All right. While it shows a near-term decline in senior employment, the latest snapshot data point on older Americans is more than double the rate in 1987. 11% of retirement age adults were employed based on data from Pew Research. So this is something where 20% of people are basically being employed, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And so let me describe, you know me, I like my whiteboard, right?
Yes.
Let me bring up a whiteboard to share something here. Present. You know what? Apparently I can't do that. So let me talk it through. Basically, what people, when you're 65, you have a choice of whether you're taking Social Security along the way or not. And when you push 65 up to 70, you're getting an 8% increase every single year.
Yes.
All right. So what the issue is people start tapping their retirement funds right out of the gate instead of letting those cook up.
I see.
And so by letting those retirement funds cook up and turning on at 70 or 72 or something like that, people are living longer than before. So what I found, Claudia, particularly, is people are living in the here and the now. And by living in the here and the now, I believe there's a little bit of eating into their retirement savings ahead of time, so that when they're 80 years old or 83 or 85 years old, because they ate too fast in their retirement funds, they're running out of money in their 80s.
So can we clarify here a little bit? When you're talking about retirement funds, exactly what are we saying?
So we're
Versus Social Security, is that what you're saying?
right,
There are
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got your retirement funds that are sitting in your 401k, IRAs, 403bs.
Yeah.
If you've done savings into those, or maybe you put up other savings along the way
Yes.
that you've done along the way as well. Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
And so Social Security is an income source,
Yeah.
and your retirement funds are an asset.
Mhm.
The challenge that every retiree has to make is, can we turn that asset into income?
Perfect. Yes.
Okay.
That's a very good point.
That is the science, is how do you turn an asset into income?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the happiest people that I have seen along the way